Right, I'm Hamish Trench, Director of Land Use for the Cairngorms National Park Authority. I think Clim-ATIC, one of the things Clim-ATIC has helped us do is to really engage with what people are worried about and thinking about in terms of how climate change might affect the national park and their lives in it. At the moment we're about to produce the next management plan, the next national park plan that looks ahead to 2017. And obviously things might change quite a bit in terms of climate change and particularly carbon use in that time. So one of the big themes of that plan is going to be a low carbon national park. We've had a number of workshops that we had with Clim-ATIC have helped to identify some of the main areas of work for us to tackle ahead. These include the tourism area. National Park is obviously a very popular tourism destination, bringing a lot of people here. I mean, Clim-ATIC has helped bring people together and focus on some of these workshops, and some of the workshops through Clim-ATIC directly contributed to the Sustainable Tourism Strategy, which does set out this broader approach about how we manage in a changing climate and how we handle the number of visitors coming here, whether it's how they get here, getting better connections with trains and buses, for example, to reduce car use, but also the nature of the business and the activities that they actually come for. So those workshops have been a key part of certainly persuading the business community that they do need to be looking at the longer term changes as well as what their customers are wanting immediately. Mm-hmm. Because people do tend to confuse sort of weather patterns with longer climate patterns, and in many ways the good winters have taken the Cairngorms back to those good old days of skiing where it's reliable snow and people don't have to worry about it. But on the other hand, the business that's been generated, the profits, for example, that the ski company have made over the last couple of seasons are being reinvested in summer activities because they know that longer term they need to adapt their business to cater for more visitors in the summer, and that they can't actually rely on this level of snow cover every year. And land use is the other big area where I think we can make a difference in the national park. This area, given the large area of mountain and moorland, holds a huge area of peatland. And in terms of managing and storing carbon for the future, that's bound to be one of the ways in which an area like this can make a contribution to some of the national targets that we're looking at. Cairngorms is valued internationally for the Arctic alpine habitats here, and it's the largest area of that habitat in the UK. That's on the highest ground, which is obviously the habitat most at risk as the climate warms, and we're already seeing reductions in snow lie on the upper mountains. We're already seeing warmer temperatures, more rainfall, more winds, which all changes the habitat conditions. So one of the things we're trying to do to adapt is to increase and strengthen the habitat networks. So expand woodland cover, for example, and make these networks and habitats more robust so that they have a reasonable chance of adapting at least in the next few decades as changes come. So all of these things are working through into the next National Park Plan. The other side, of course, is people living here, and one of the big themes that's come through to us is the need to look at home insulation, not just in the design of new houses, but in existing houses. This is one of the coldest places in Scotland to live. It's an area where people face very high fuel bills, and that alone is getting people interested in climate change and other sources of fuel and energy. We're seeing some communities starting to talk more about climate change. We're doing some work at the moment asking each community in the park to set out their own vision of what they want their community to be like in the future. And much of that is about the sense of place and identity that they have. And within that, some communities are certainly talking about the need to adapt to climate change, what it means in terms of their woodland setting, for example, but also in terms of their house insulation, their energy usage. Can they get district heating schemes put in, or renewable energy generation, for example? So those things are starting to come through. I think it certainly seems clear that it's the children that are most easily engaged by some of these issues, and hopefully they take the message home to their parents.